Whew.
That just gets uglier and uglier every time we do it, man. What's up, BK?
I was like, you got a better body than I do. I'm kind of upset.
Yeah, I know. The cleavage is really good, man.
Yeah, really nice, man.
Solid.
Not bad.
Hey, man, I'm with my man, Stephen Bell from the Carolina Casters is in town. We're going to be kind of doing the show together, man. It'd be awesome.
That's what's up.
That's what's up, man.
What's up, bud?
Oh, what up, man?
Hey, man, he'll suck enough this weekend to be on this show. So we're kind of like just doing this pre.
I was going to say, you know, I don't get a free pass. You normally got to go out there and really shit the bed for us to get you on here. So, we'll take it.
Some people are a little bit sauced, man. That the Warhawks were 3-point favorites going into this, man. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, it's an even matchup. Home field gets 3 points, man. You know what I mean? You got to at least give 3 points.
Man, there's been some. I'm seeing a lot more testy shit from people on social media now that some of those teams are going 0-2.
Here's what I found out, BK. I've been doing this for a little bit now. Every time that people get a loss in the loss column, they get a little bit of their panties in the bunch.
Ooh.
They get a little saucy. You know what I mean? A little bit offensive.
I saw my boy Todd P having to drop some rule knowledge on Matt Vogt about the Shiners move because Christine got dropped. She's going over to Sweden, doing a little fishing.
People are like, hey, man, exactly, man. Dude, congratulations to Christine and a couple others going over to the Hobie Worlds, man, and then the Pan Am games and stuff like that, man. That's awesome, dude. Can you imagine going to Sweden? Come on, let's go.
No, I can't. I have to work.
That's awesome, man. So, man, I got an in-studio guest, man. So we're gonna have a little fun tonight, man. And then we got another guest joining us here, hopefully in a few minutes, man. We're gonna have a good time, man. Good time.
Absolutely, man. You know who I actually want to have on the show because I see all his articles he writes, and he's pretty opinionated. Is Mr. Yak Driver?
Yeah. Well, you know what, dude? It's kind of like this guy like hides behind. He's like the Oz, right? He hides behind the curtain, man. No one knows who this guy is. Like, I don't know about you, but I've never heard of David James. Have you heard of David James?
No.
I have. He was a goalkeeper for England for a while.
Well, I mean, I think this is like one of these pen names, and I kind of have a feeling who this guy is. It's kind of like this. It's this like ghostwriter thing. You know what I mean? You know. So
I like it, but I want to have him on, man. I got some bones.
Maybe we'll do it like a shadow box, like like basically shadow his image. You know,
those like murder documentaries where they like blurred out
and have his voice all deep and stuff. And like,
I voted for the
man. I hate those guys at KBN, man. Those guys suck. I'm pro KBF or KFL, and I'm a big fan, and do everything I can. One of those guys. You know what I mean?
Dude, I want him on. That's my guest request. So
yeah,
Mr. Yak Driver, if you're out there watching,
yeah,
let's get you on, dude.
Right on.
Man, Steven, how are things, dude? Get in there.
Good.
Oh, come on, man. Give me more than that. That's soft serve shit. What's up?
Tell me I ain't got on the water yet. We got to find out when I get on the water tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Yeah.
So right now it's good. Tomorrow, who knows? Could be bad.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I agree with Carl. Have you ever seen Jonathan and David James in the same room?
Oh.
I don't think so.
Big brain stuff, Carl. Big brain. Man,
exactly.
I think we gotta start this off by talking about fishing in I don't know how to say it, marinas, off limit areas.
Ooh,
like good Lord, man.
Ooh, I tell you what, the perfect guy to answer this, like during like real tournaments, and because he's fished a ton of them, would be this guy right here, Josh Stewart. Man, what's up, dude?
How's it going, fellas?
Man, what's going on, dude? Like, I cannot believe that we are in the same chat together, man. This is like an honor.
All you gotta do is ask me.
We're here, man.
Josh, hit all the people up who don't know who Josh Stewart is. Hit them with it.
That's fine, man. You don't have to know who I am.
Well, we ain't saying that. I'm saying let the people know, man. Like, where you from? What do you do?
Oh, I'm from
Murfreesboro,
Tennessee. From Murfreesboro. Well, originally from Waverly, Kentucky Lake area, but I live here in soon to be overpopulated Murfreesboro.
Right.
I fish on Team JK. I've been with them for as long as I've really been doing this. What else y'all want to know?
Well, dude, like, how long are you planning on growing that fro? I mean, that's a beautiful mane you got there, man.
Oh, that's golden locks of love.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Like, do you tie flies with that junk?
Oh no.
Straight up.
That's what I would do. So I have a story.
It was long already, but I had a wedding, so I had to go from zero to hero real quick.
Yeah, clean it up a little bit.
That's right, man. Business in the front, party in the back.
I was like, a little more party in the back. Yeah.
Yeah. I can't go the full Jordan Marshall. He rocks it too well. I can't do it.
Jordan Marshall, I heard a great story about him, man. He was fly fishing up in like South Dakota for smallies, and he kept on getting hung up in these logs and stuff, and he lost like a bunch of flies. And so like all he had was like this fly hook, right? And he took his lovable locks and he cut some of his hair off, and he made a fly out of his hair on his kayak. And he caught like one of the biggest smallmouths he's ever caught in his life. I don't know, by making a hair jig. I think it's fantastic, dude.
It's probably that herbal essence he had in there.
I was gonna say that, or the smallmouth wanted to taste what Hobie AOI tasted like. Give themselves a little bit of that pie.
Yeah, no doubt. Hey, Todd,
I might be tying jigs with my hair here in about 6 months. Who knows?
Yeah. Hey, Josh. Todd said, "Turn your phone sideways, man."
I try to, but I just go upside down.
You just go sideways.
Thanks, Todd. Really good production advice.
Yeah,
there.
I mean, Todd, you're brilliant, man.
Yeah. Awesome.
You're
no
good,
matter which.
man.
Hold on, I got it. I got it right here. Here we go.
There you go, man. That's beauty. There we go. There we go. Well, Josh, man, listen. First of all, thank you for coming on. Second of all, thank you for fishing the KFL, man. But I have to ask you this question, like right up front. What the hell's going on with your team, man? Like, you guys have like a curse on you guys, man. What's going on, dude?
I'm almost afraid to drive, to be honest. I've been extra careful driving here recently. Extra on the defense for sure.
Dude, like you're getting ready to go up to Michigan, your car blows up. What's up with that?
Just I don't know, man. Stuff happens.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. If you're in the chat wondering,
not Stewart, man.
Something's not going right in your life. Just listen to Josh Stewart, man. Stuff happens.
My car messes up. Ewing gets in a wreck with him and his college teammate. Our other guy, Aiden, he gets in a car wreck. Mike Fink's truck wouldn't start. Derek's broke his foot, and like 3 different places. He's got screws all in his foot. I wouldn't see him today. He's got a boot on, and he's not doing too well, man. He loves to fish, and he can't barely get out of the house.
Yeah, man. God. No, that sucks, man. I mean, I hate hearing that. I mean, it's just crazy. I mean, it's amazing. Things come in 3s, but in y'all's case, it comes in 6s. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, this is it. I just had a buddy like last week. All of his fingers ripped off of his hand from a ATV accident. I mean,
oh my gosh.
You guys might not want to associate with me right now.
I was gonna say.
Man. Hey,
thanks for coming on the show. Man. We appreciate you.
We'll see you later.
I am glad to know that Ewing was okay, and apparently his back held up pretty well. Because during the KFL matchup, he tried, boy.
Oh, he carried the whole thing.
I was trying too, but I felt like I was fishing on Mars. I just it didn't matter what I did, nothing was working. I was there for 2.5. I was there for 2.5 days. I drove all through the night to get there. Just the only thing that kept me awake was just, picturing these big, fat smallmouth, in my brain. And I get there for 2.5 days and I catch 2 that are like 14 inches.
That sounds amazing.
Y'all sound dialed, bud.
So Ewing knew what he was doing. I don't know.
Well, the second I came on, Josh, with you, man, you're like, I don't know. I mean, you're completely spun out. Like, I don't know what the hell I'm doing, where I'm going, what I'm seeing. I mean, listen, like you had no clue what was going on there, man.
And Ewing's like, look for beds. I'm like, I'm looking. I can see in 12 foot of water,
Yeah.
I swear I've only seen 2 beds that I knew for sure were beds. And then I kept seeing these monster smallmouth that I would just roll up on in the middle of those flats, and they were just giants, and they would just take off. And if I threw my lure at them, they would just take off even harder. It was really frustrating. I've seen the biggest smallmouth I've ever seen just swimming up there.
Well,
but there was nothing I could do. The Cinco trick wouldn't work up there. I tell you that.
Well, after that, I mean, did you leave there with any sort of like cathartic feeling of, oh, I should have been doing this or that, or were you just like, fuck this, I'm lost?
No, I left there just as confused as when I got there.
Ooh,
Josh, I got a question for you, straight up, man. Like, you've had a really good year. I mean, I think you won Caddo, didn't you? You won like the second day at Caddo.
Yeah, second. Yeah. First day.
Yeah.
We're fishing against some pretty heavy competition too.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So, you fish a lot of these bodies of water, but you go to this new body of water, especially this past weekend. What's your strategy, man? Like when you get into a new body of water like that, man, what kind of things do you look for, man? I mean, are you just basically using electronics the whole time and just kind of find something that's a little bit unique?
I didn't even have my electronics. Like the first day I was up there, I broke my little mount. Like I tightened it way too tight, and I tried to like pull it up, and I snapped it. So the second day, I kind of rigged something up with a like a strap and a rod holder. That's what I did. If you look on the video, you can look at the rod holder, and there's like a cam strap on it.
Your screen's doing this number the entire time. Oh my god!
Yeah, I was on my way to somewhere, but I'm not going to make it there for probably about 30 minutes. So.
Oh my gosh! But like, what's the first things you look at, man? Like when
I'm looking at like points and contour lines and drop offs and just there I was mainly looking for just like sand and then rock. Whenever I seen the rock, they're like, yeah, when you find the rock, you find the smallmouth. But
right.
Not I. I caught 2 smallmouth the whole time. I'm just as confused now, still.
Really?
I was like, Matt Linseman, could you please send Josh a message and just give him a little something, man? Like, help him out, dude.
Like I was to the point where Ewing was on, like a bed and fish you couldn't get to bite, and I was like, dude, you can just leave that fish. I'll come sit on it while you go find another one that will,
Right.
Anything.
So,
but he was probably 3 miles away from me, though.
I like that strategy.
On a river system or a lake?
I mean, I like lakes, created by a river system, like man-made lakes.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been up north before La Crosse, but that's, that's river current and like Erie, but I just fished like main points on Erie, and I did pretty well there.
Right. Right. So you're known as throwing the black Cinco, but I mean, what is your bait du jour besides a stick bait, man?
I don't know, just a jig most of the time, and I did really good that second day you follow. I've been trying to get into crankbaiting a lot more here recently.
Right on.
Best.
And I actually tied one on second day you follow. I caught the biggest bag of the tournament in like 20 minutes that morning.
Wow, yeah, boy, crankbait. Nice.
Yeah, but there was also like 15 loons in front of me. I mean, not loons, but cormorants, and they were just diving on bait. And like every time I hook a fish, I was like, I just knew in my head it was a cormorant I hooked into.
Right.
But as soon as that sun came up, it was over with. The bite was gone.
Yeah.
I even wasted time entering all my photos. Like I think one of the bite was still on. Should have done that.
No, exactly. Yeah.
Josh,
there's a lot of things I shouldn't have done.
Yeah. What's the best jig out there, man? You got a favorite?
Favorite? No, not really. I have been using those Berkeley flipping jigs here recently, though. I kind of like those. They're just got a really stout hook on. But a lot of times I just use those regular Strike King jigs.
Yeah.
Those Torque grade 1/2 ounces. That's what I use a lot.
Right on.
Just a race crawl. Race crawl is probably my favorite trailer, though.
Yeah, I get that, man. I'm
gonna put you on the spot, Josh. I'm gonna put you and Stewart on the spot. An article just came out on BassTrail.com that Gene Jensen was pulled his title, man. He fished a marina like out of his kayak. More important, he fished in the area that was deemed a no fishing area, but he fished it anyway. What's your thoughts on that, man?
I mean, if it's no fishing area, it's no fishing area. But I mean,
he
posted.
That's all we're asking.
It's posted, right? It's posted, right?
Yeah, he posted online like it was no big deal. I mean, so maybe he was all just oblivious to it. I mean, I know Gene, he's a good dude. I mean, sometimes people get a little stir crazy, when there's a fish there and you need to catch one.
But Josh, let me ask you a question. Don't you think that's kind of like a hypocritical thing, man? Because if it was anybody else, they'd get roasted anywhere. You know what I mean? But because he's a good guy, they give him a pass.
I mean, it's not good either way.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
I mean, he posted all online like, hey, here it is.
Yeah.
No, it's not good. No.
What do you think, man? I mean, do you think anglers should hold each other accountable like that? I mean, I'm sure, like once.
Well, hold on a second, Steven.
Put me in the hot seat here, guys. Come on now.
What you get?
Yeah. Trust me, it's gonna get hotter.
You're going.
All right, come on. I don't care.
You should be DQ. It's posted. You should.
Yeah.
Even if you shoot the video and it's like, well, I just went in, everything's okay. I fished it.
Oh yeah, if they knew that beforehand, yeah, he should have been DQ'd right then.
Should have been DQ'd.
Well, okay. So this, look, I don't know him personally, so I'm not attacking his character or anything like that. But like, we've all fished enough that I don't know of any tournament I've been to where it's not posted like these are restricted areas, or there aren't signs or buoys. And God bless it, do we know about buoys on this?
Oh my God, yeah, we know about buoys.
So
yeah.
Just like, for me,
I mean, I don't know what I haven't really seen the video. I mean, I've seen like bits and pieces. I really don't know if were there signs up that said no fishing.
There was a buoy. there's a buoy out.
Yeah,
from what I understand, it said no fishing.
So I guess, like, and Gene isn't the first person that this has happened to, where they're fishing in a marina that's no fishing, where there's signs posted, and so like I guess at what point?
Do I think he should be banned from the fishing tournaments? And probably not, but he's not doing anything like crazy deceptive, like hiding fish or something like that. But
so that's kind of where I'm going. Is like, at what point do you?
Yeah, you should be disqualified from the tournament. I mean, there's been plenty of pros have done stuff the exact same way, and they're still fishing. I mean,
yeah, I get all that. I guess I'm asking, like, for like these experienced anglers, what's the benefit of the doubt line? Like, oh, I didn't know it was restricted, but like, I guess that's kind of like the defense that keeps coming up, was like, oh, I didn't really know, I didn't see it. And it's like,
I mean, usually at these big tournaments, if you're fishing somewhere you're not supposed to be fishing, there's a lot of people there, somebody's going to find out most of the time. But
right.
I guess you can't police everything. That's
well, totally. And I'm not putting it on other competitors. I'm talking about angler integrity, man. Like, like, Josh, you fished Hobies. Like, there's clear boundary lines. They say don't fish here, don't fish there, can't go north of this, whatever it is. I mean, the TDs normally do a pretty good job of educating the anglers. And so I guess at what point does like pleading ignorance just not enough, man? Because like we get that all the time, it seems like.
I'd say if you break any of the rules, you're probably DQ'd. Any of them. Doesn't matter.
Well, let me ask you a question. What's the difference between, because I mean, look, we had to actually ban people because they knowingly broke the rules. But what's that line between if you knowingly saw a no fishing area, or you knowingly broke the rules and you did it anyway? I mean, that was the whole reason why we banned some anglers. I mean, it's knowingly cheating. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm not a tournament director, so
that's so weak sauce, man.
But I mean, to somebody,
only people I'm worried about that are cheating is the ones that I'm in the tournament right then with.
Amen. Amen.
Yeah.
Amen.
But don't you think? Let me ask. I mean, I'm just being straight up. Don't you think that there's rules for some and rules for others?
You might be right about that, yeah.
Okay, all right. Now we're getting somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah. Headline tomorrow: Josh Stewart hot take.
Who's the redheaded kid that got banned for casting over a buoy? I mean,
yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Now he's a TikTok star doing videos.
We used to no those don't even talk about those. I might have seen a couple of those too, but
yeah.
Oh, you're a fan? You follow?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
I don't let my wife see it. I don't let my wife see it for sure. She can't handle that.
Yo, you gotta see these.
Yeah, I mean, but just like somebody.
I don't know if he should be. I think he should be punished, but I mean, I've never done it in a tournament, but I know we used to fish like a warm water discharge, and they have buoys over that, and we pass that thing all the time. But we're not fishing a tournament.
Hey, right. I'm saying, look, just on the record, on God here, not in a tournament, just fun fishing. I have fished over buoys and in a hot water discharge. Absolutely, man. For fun fishing, I don't care.
Yeah. Because the striper know where you're casting, man.
Right. Then I care.
That's true. That's true. Well, Josh, I want to get to KFL, man. What got you into the freaking KFL, man? I mean, this is not something that you've ever experienced, like this team fishing stuff, man. I mean, this is something new to you, man. What got you into it, man?
Well, I mean, basically Todd taught me into it. Todd and Siddiqui.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they said they need someone on the team. They were calling themselves Tennessee Shiners, so I guess I had to have at least one Tennessee guy on there.
Right.
That's so true. Yeah, I mean, it's not called Ohio, the Ohio Reds or something like that. You know what I mean?
But how many people play on the Titans that are from Tennessee though? So
that's right. That's right.
I mean, Josh, are Eric and Todd the cutest couple you know personally?
I'm just wondering which is which.
There ain't no doubt Siddiqui's the man. Siddiqui is the man. So I mean, sorry, Todd. I mean,
no doubt. So I guess there's a controversy with Todd and Eric. Do you think that over at where Todd held the blue trophy, do you think for sure that Eric Siddiqui gave Todd those spots and the GPS coordinates to go throw that Seiko into the reeds?
All I know is Siddiqui got beat by Todd that day. That's all.
That's true. No, I mean, honestly, I'll vouch for Todd, man. He figured it out himself, man. He did. He figured out the juice. I'll give Todd that, man. You know, but
I don't mind. I don't mind people telling people where to fish as long as it's not like a private guide. If it's your buddies, I mean, everybody does that.
Amen. Sure. Preach.
But you could be missing out on something better if you just listen to Doc talk all the time. Though that's the main thing.
Well, that's a great point, man. I mean, so like, you know, we were talking, man, like a lot of these tournaments, these, you know, big national tournaments, man. It seems like, you know, there's a lot of people that do help each other out. I mean, there's goods and bads to that. You know what I mean? You know, it's just a game that you play. What are your thoughts?
We talk a lot on the phone. See, there's a misconception between me and the people that I fish with. Like, we're always sharing information, but we're never fishing in the same areas. Half the time we're on the phone talking to each other. We're just sitting there bullshitting about everyday life.
Right.
No, I mean, nobody's like, oh, you got to come over here and hit this spot up. We're just like, oh, I'm just fishing with a jig right now, not catching nothing, you know.
I mean, those conversations are riveting, man. I mean, absolutely. But I mean,
yeah,
like
but people, I've heard people thinking like, oh, they're all working together, and so
it's easy. I
never fished with Siddiqui, Cody, Russ, none of those people. We're always in different areas.
Well, you certainly don't want to fish with Siddiqui at Champlain. I mean, there's no doubt about that. I mean,
I'd like to follow him around, you know.
there's no doubt, like people
maybe like Champlain. I will go with Siddiqui, like on, you know, those northern lakes that he knows, like what's the St. Clair.
Oh yeah,
yeah, definitely. Because once again, I feel like I'm fishing on the moon up there, and Siddiqui knows what he's doing, so I'm probably going to take some advice from Siddiqui. Yeah. But if we're fishing the Tennessee River Lake, I'm not taking advice from really anybody.
I mean, it's easy when you get in your ass whooped to sit there and say, oh, those guys were telling each other where to fish or whatever. But, I mean, it just ain't the case. And honestly, if you ain't getting spots from your friends, then get some better friends. That's all I got to say.
Yeah. And these friends, these are the same people I'm trying to beat too. So, you know.
Well, that's what I was getting ready to say, man. Like, why would you give up the juice and why would you give up your spots to somebody who's your competitor? You know what I mean? That doesn't make any sense to me.
No, we're friends, but at the end of the day, I mean, a paycheck's a paycheck, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
It costs a lot to travel to these places, especially now.
Right. Right.
Nah, man, gas is cheap, bro. And if you're on that John Allen method, you just get you a moped.
Dude, if I could carry I was thinking about getting a Prius.
Can you imagine you pull up to the tournament and you're like, damn, who's that in the Prius, little shitty trailer behind it, and out steps Josh Stewart? Damn, boy.
Just straight mullet going.
Oh my god. Nah, then I'd be like, damn, Jordan Marshall's looking good, bro.
Damn. Josh, I got a question for you, man. The ever famous from Kentucky Lake all the way down to like Gunnersville, man. The Tennessee River system. If you were to give anybody one advice about the Tennessee River system, what would that advice be, man?
The Tennessee River system. I don't know. Maybe
Senka.
Yeah, shaky head, all that stuff. There's just so many different ways you can fish them. I mean, you can fish them in the creeks, you can fish them on the ledges, but I like fishing in the creeks, so it'd probably just be hit a cool water creek. That would be my advice.
Okay, well there you go. That's good. That's good stuff. A lot of guys get all fancy. Like, well, the current's moving at they're opening 2 generators. That means I have to go to the ledge and do this other mess. And
with the creeks always got current. So
that's true.
And they're always in the heat of summer. They're nice and cool, and they got current, and it's like an oasis for a bass.
Josh, who's your favorite KFL teammate right now? And then who is your favorite, competitor? Almost, maybe it's like a buddy you go to tournaments with. Maybe it's like you always want to beat that guy. Like, who your boys?
Guy I always want to beat. It was Russ. Now it's Cody.
Man. Cody's on a heater, boy.
My favorite can. I mean,
your favorite teammate.
I mean, particularly probably my favorite teammate right now is probably Ewing because he smashed him. You know. But.
Yeah. Yeah, no doubt. This kid's on fire, man. I mean, this kid's.
And I got a tournament this. See, I'm missing the KFL this Saturday because I got to compete for the Tennessee Bass Nation AOY, and I got it's your best 3, and I got $299. So.
Oh yeah, you got to go.
It's automatic $1,000 payday for that AOY.
Right on.
But I'm going to Douglas Lake.
Ooh,
I've never been there.
We're getting some juice.
Yeah.
Never been to Douglas, but guess who lives right next to Douglas? Ewing Minor.
Ewing. Yep. Yeah, you're at college, right?
Yeah, he might be my new favorite teammate of all time. You know?
That's right, man. I hear you, man. I hear you.
Yeah, when we got Jackson's, we don't. He's I don't know if he's got to have surgery, but maybe he doesn't. I don't know. He might be back. He hasn't heard from his doctor yet. But he's young, and we got. I think Ewing's what 20. I don't think he's even 21.
Yeah,
I don't know if he can buy beer. I'm just being
honest.
Ethan.
Now we got old Ethan on our team. He's like 22, young.
Young, yeah, studs.
Feel old.
Absolute studs.
When I started, they were calling me the kid, and I'm like, guys, what are you talking about? I'm 29 years old. I don't.
You're the grandpa now, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I got married. Look at my hair on my face.
That's beautiful,
bro. I have one gray hair that grows out of my goatee or whatever this is, and I always tell Brooke, my wife, I'm like, "That's you." That's you.
That pop up the next day.
I had no gray, and now all of a sudden,
how old are you, though?
Dude, first thing you know, man, you're getting gray hair on your beard before you're 30. Next thing you know, you're popping blue pills in your freaking mouth trying to get it up, man. You better be careful.
No, dude, I'm at a healthy weight. I think I'm good.
You know what I mean? It's just the way.
I've actually lost weight. I've never been this skinny in a long time. I think it's just because I'm like, it's either gas or a little bit of food. I get some gas.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
I've been eating like once a day, just like I guess I've been fasting all my life. I guess.
Greg, if you and Steven need to step into the off screen and talk about the blue pill thing or whatever for a while, y'all can.
Yeah.
Josh and I will.
I'm working on my agent right now for the sponsorship.
Yeah, no problem. No problem.
All right, if you get a sponsorship, I might try a couple.
It's like Clifton Allen will always say, "Man, I'll try everything once."
Yeah.
I mean, there's no doubt. That's a great question, Josh. I mean, you brought up gas prices and stuff, man. I mean, dude, at some point, man, it's got to affect these like national tours, man. It's got to affect. Not only KFL. I mean, I'll be honest with you. Like,
I don't know how much longer the people can, afford it. I don't know.
Yeah.
One second, right quick. I need to address something. Zach Soler, nothing could help you catch fish last weekend. Not even the blue pill.
That was a dude. We will get into that later. Trust me, we're going to get into the absolute trash cans.
Oh my Lord.
Oh yeah, Zach is on top of my list. He screwed my fantasy team royally, royally.
Zach.
It's like the Hank Hill. It's like the Hank Hill episode where he's like fishing with crack for the bass.
Yeah.
You ever seen that?
Oh yeah.
Just put the blue pill on there.
Yeah.
It didn't matter what Zach was pitching a tent, pitching a jig. He ain't got nothing to get those fish in the boat.
I guess at some point, like when is it going to be worth? Like there's got to be like a break even line, right? Like with these major national events going on and the gas prices reaching like $5-6 a gallon, there's got to be a point in time to where like these national tournaments are just not going to be worth the payout, man. I mean, you got to finish like top 5 to break even, man. I mean, it's
yeah. And I don't know. I don't know how much money people have.
Thank you, Josh. Appropriate response. Greg got way too analytical there about gas prices versus cost and tournament fees. Come on.
Yeah, I think you might see a little bit of drop off for like people that are like have no chance of getting into the TOC. Maybe that,
Yeah.
I don't think Dardanelle really filled up that well.
Right.
Josh, what's your favorite type of event to fish? I mean, you did the KFL. Like, are you enjoying that when you're fishing it? Is it Hobie? Is it KBF? Like, what's your?
I mean, I like all of them. I like fishing the KFLs. It's kind of cool, to be on there the whole day and talk to everybody and get to see what they're doing.
Yeah.
I like the Hobies too. I like the 2-day events, and I also like KBF too. I've probably won the most money this year off of KBF just because they have like 3 different ways you can win. Every weekend. It's like $480 in entry fees, but you can win day 1, you can win day 2, and then you can win the combined, or you can do the Drew Gregory, just win it all and just take home 12,000-13,000.
That dude, talking about being on a heater. I think he's won 4 straight, man. That's ridiculous.
Mark wants to know, Josh, do you like fishing the Susky? I think he's thinking about
I've never been there. I've never been there.
Well, he's never been, Mark, so you can still sign up, but he might take your money.
Scotch is he's saying I'll love it and try and talk me into it, but
who is?
Yeah.
Matthew Scotch.
Oh yeah, Matt Scotch.
Yeah, right on.
Of Texas boy.
What's in Josh Stewart's
I know.
future,
I was like, I've gone crappie fishing with Scotch. I took my wife on a little guided trip, man. Scotch is a super cool dude, man. I love that.
He's the king of crappie fishing.
Dude,
for sure.
Well, Cody Milton's got that live scope now, so he's making a push. But
Josh, what's your future, man? In terms of like next, finishing out this year and then next year. What are you looking to do, man? What do you got?
I'm not going to the Hobie Worlds this year. Just kind of, we're trying to move all at the same time, and I don't feel like it's very fair. We just got married like in October, and to go to Sweden without my wife and stuff.
Oh, that's not a bad.
I don't think she'll. And then 4 days after I come back, I have to go to Mexico to fish the Pan Am. I think that's just too much stress for her. But
right.
Hey, congrats!
I'm going to go to Mexico and fish the Pan Am in August. Hopefully. Nice. I mean, I got a lot of stuff lined up this year. Then I got the national championship on Kentucky Lake. I mean, a week before the national championship is our Tennessee state championship, also on Kentucky Lake. So I'll be fishing the championship as I'm kind of like pre-fishing and fishing the state championship at the same time.
Yeah.
And then we're off to Caddo for the TOC, and I already feel, I'm like, yes, Caddo,
Yeah.
Every tournament I fished on Caddo, I've done decently well.
Right on.
Well, you throw the bait for it, man. That is a black and blue Cinco Lake. Sorry.
Jamie's saying that they get out off, into the deeper channels and just like school up in that time of the year. So who knows what'll happen?
They
might be out there throwing an A-rig.
I mean, they might, but if Dwayne Taft didn't say that, then what? I don't know if I trust him.
Oh.
Sorry, I'm just throwing a little shade.
Right on.
Yeah.
I wish Dwayne Taft would have stayed home that one time, but he's pretty good.
Dude, that guy can catch him, man. I got to fish against Dwayne a lot, man. He's a solid stick, man. He really can't catch the fish.
Josh, everybody knows the name, man, but they don't really get to know the person. So let's tell people about who you are, man. I mean, like, where'd you grow up? What you do, like, with growing up, and then what in the heck got you into this crazy sport?
Man, I grew up like on a dirt road out in the middle of nowhere until I was like 14 in like Hurricane Mills, Tennessee. It's like just south of Waverly. Grew up in a very small town, probably high school. Well, not small, some people, but high school, like 400 people, and that's like two towns coming together.
Good Lord.
I grew up basically, my backyard, but when I lived out at Hurricane Mills was basically like 20-foot drop into a creek. So I've spent a lot of time fishing as a kid. And then, I mean, during like high school, that's what we would do. We would skip school and go fishing all day.
Right on.
My man.
But I didn't even really know about tournament fishing when I was that young, like in high school and stuff. I didn't know people that were around. There's people actually, in a 20-mile radius of me, they're making their entire living off of, Kentucky Lake. I didn't really get into fishing like competitively until I was, I don't know, maybe 2009, 2010. Hell, I don't even remember. All the years have just kind of flown by now.
Yeah, you're right, dude.
It was past 2008. It might have been like 2012 or something.
Right.
I started fishing out of a kayak. I don't remember. But I just started fishing out of a kayak. Then one day it clicked in my brain, like, I wonder if there are, tournaments you can fish out of these, because I could win a tournament back here, especially on Kentucky Lake. But then I found the first one I ever fished was a river bassing tournament in Center Point, Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
I found Drew Gregory first. That's who, like, the one I first found, like, searching online. And I mean, I woke up that morning. I didn't even have a hog trough. I was like, what am I going to measure with? I was all discouraged, and they were like, yeah, just come by and get one. So I come by and get one. Went to the river and just caught hybrids all day. But my first tournament. What did I expect? Then I found KBF and fished with them forever. And then Hobies, they all come to Kentucky Lake, and I did pretty well on all those. So I mean, it's nice living where I live, because all these things are pretty well centralized around me. I didn't even play sports in high school. No, I played sports all the way up to high school, and then it was just like chasing women. That's all I cared about, really.
There you go.
Chasing bass and chasing ass.
and now that's like the last thing on my mind now.
Yeah, I hear you, man. Oh yeah, I mean, as you said, a lot of anglers who do well. I mean, obviously they kind of just grew up doing this. I mean, it's not like they just evolved into this. I mean, just
even my own mother has gotten into fishing kayak tournaments and fishes local ones like the West Tennessee.
Wow,
that's
dude.
Next level, boy.
It's awesome.
So she'll enter some. She's fished that Bass Nation one on Gunnersville and Kentucky Lake.
So I have a question for you, man. Of the three, you've got KBF. If you were a KBF 10 house champion, the TOC champion, or the Bassmaster Classic champion, which one would you want the most?
Probably that old TOC. It pays the most.
Easy.
That's true, right?
Easy.
Yeah, that's true. That's good. That's a good answer, man. Good answer.
Yeah, have you seen it's like 45K this year?
Yeah, it is.
Now, the national championship, KBF. Oh, you said the 10 house though.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you could do the national champion.
Is it just money for you, Josh? Or there's no like one.
Those paychecks are pretty motivating, man.
Right.
I didn't
pretty
say
motivating.
I said for you. Like, is there
nice
any prestige?
That's a nice down payment on a home,
Right on.
Well, not in this market, but if you need a loan, Greg can probably help you.
Yeah, don't come to where I live and try to buy a house because you get a double wide for $280,000 around here. It's horrible.
Hey, listen, I live in Northern Virginia. A double wide would be $1.2 million.
Jesus.
So, yeah,
I've been looking in Florence, Alabama, because there's where my wife works. There's a place there, and the housing is still like housing here that was like 5 years ago.
Right.
Actually, I think Jeremy Baker, our boy Juice, is now a realtor in Alabama. So
hit him up.
We got you covered, man.
Yeah, exactly. Hit him up for sure.
Yeah, there you go. That easy.
Well, good stuff.
Unless the housing market just crashes here in the next couple of months.
That's isn't it? It's like hilarious that our generation right now is praying for housing market crash.
Meanwhile, I'm a mortgage loan officer, and I'm like, please, love of God, don't let this happen. We already have 6% interest rates, man. We don't need housing market to crash again. That would be horrible.
Hey, Josh, hard question for you, man.
That just means BlackRock, you lose a bunch of money, right?
That's it. Totally. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
Well, screw BlackRock, dude.
Josh, really difficult question. Who is the best looking individual in kayak fishing?
Ooh.
The best looking individual?
Mm-hmm.
Dang, that's hard.
It's got to be Guillermo, right?
Yeah, Guillermo does have that, the Abercrombie and Finch look,
He does. He looks kind of foreign, but you don't really know.
Yeah,
it's so mysterious.
I could see him on one of the billboards, just looking off into the distance.
Yeah. With some Ray-Bans. Yeah,
on his fucking Diablo, casting it into the abyss. Abercrombie and Fitch.
Yeah.
Yep. I know, tough question, man. I told you it was a bad.
That is tough, man. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Probably Siddiqui in that beard. It's pretty stout.
Wow. Surprise pick, Siddiqui. Well, Siddiqui does have like a beard.
Yeah, he's got a nice smile too.
He's got a beard oil sponsor.
So I mean, it's a nice beard.
He's nice and tan. Tall, dark, and handsome.
Oh, right. There you go. Well,
he's got one of those names like Eric Siddiqui.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's pretty hot.
It rings. Yeah.
Yeah, it does. It definitely rings, man. For sure.
Well, there you go. The two best looking dudes in kayak fishing, Guillermo and Eric Siddiqui, I guess.
Right on. Well, Josh,
as said by Josh Stewart.
Josh, we're gonna let you go, man. But thanks for coming on here tonight, man. We wanted to pick your brain and kind of bust your balls a little bit, man, about your great performance over in Burnt Mullet, man. I mean, that was spectacular. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. I mean, I'll probably be giving a seminar next year on that lake. So look out for it.
You can sign up through KBT or whatever. Josh Stewart seminar.
Yeah.
On
no catch,
bed fishing
no catch,
smallmouth.
no pay.
You're gonna love it.
That's right. Exactly. Well, Josh, man, I appreciate it, dude. Thanks for coming on tonight, man.
All right, no problem. Y'all take care.
See you guys.
Cheers, man.
The man, the myth, the legend, man. Josh,
I've never met Josh. I like that guy, dude.
I do too, man. He's quickly becoming one of my favorite guys, man, for sure.
Fantastic. And he got one of the Allen brothers approval, so
yeah. Hey, we're all there, man. All right, let's get into the juice, man. Let's get into the little KFL action that happened this weekend, man, shall we? I think it'd be cool. You know what I mean?
By all means.
Man, we had some good stuff, man. Good. Like, you guys were on bye week, right?
Yeah, we were on bye.
It sucks.
It does.
It sucks. Yeah. And then we got, week 3 coming up here, and we fish, and then we basically take 3 weeks off, man. So hey, it's a welcomed break, but man, some good freaking matchups that happened, man. Not a lot of drama, which is actually surprising.
That's bullshit. Sorry, there was so much drama, man. Come on, dude.
But no, I'm talking about not week 1 drama. Like my phone was blowing up. You know what I mean?
Sorry,
no,
I thought you meant the matchups themselves. I was like,
no, the matchup. Yeah, like on the water drama was great.
Yes.
Like off the water drama was even better. It was like none. It was great. But I'll tell you, the matchup I will talk about, guys, we got to go to first thing, the Coosa Kingfishers versus the Southern Slayers.
Dude,
whoa, dude.
Hold on. Breaking news here. Tennessee Shiners complaining about something.
Can we have a bye? Yeah.
Todd, come on, man.
No.
Get together.
You cannot.
Get together.
But I want to give my hats off, man. My hats off to Coosa. And coming in, absolutely putting on a show, 199 inches to 194 inches, man. The whole team contributed very, very well. We were able to get Matt Vogt on at the last last part of the broadcast, and we were watching him, going back and forth, man, trading punches. What a freaking matchup, man. Coosa, number 1 power rankings in the KFL right now, man. But man, what a freaking game, dude. Let's go.
Dude, that team for me, I thought they might be really star driven by some of the anglers they have. And they're just kind of able to use that star power or guys who really know their stuff on certain weeks to carry them. But then when they had a matchup, it was you all got to show up. We saw Jordan Marshall throwing up a late giant. I mean, it was the whole team. I mean, great performance, man. And what a matchup. And to the Slayers, to lose like that hurts, but God, that was awesome to watch.
Much respect, man. I mean, again, you lose 190. That's like losing, basically you're losing to a 97-inch bag, and somebody has a 100-inch bag or something like that. I mean, that's basically what's attributed to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You had a great day. I mean, but I'd say that was a heck of a game. And man, that's the kind of stuff I love to see. Another fantastic game. Holy smokes.
Steven.
Yeah.
Right quick. One that they have to fish your home water. You rather go against the Slayers or the Kingfishers?
My home waters?
Yep.
It'd be hard to go against either one. But
dude, we don't want soft takes.
Take on the Kingfishers.
Really?
Wow.
The number 1 power ranked team. You think you have a better chance of beating them than the Slayers?
Well, I think we could beat either one, but we don't think so.
Ooh, okay. Wow. I love it, man. This guy's got a little competitive edge, man. I like it. I like it. But the other one, man, Cayman Rasmussen and the Oklahoma Outlaws with Jerry T and company goes down to Fairfield, takes on the undefeated Lone Star Bandits at home, never lost a game, and dude, they come out victorious.
This man,
dude, this is your backyard. This doesn't happen.
I'm just gonna be straight up here. If anybody needs to send me a message because you're upset, go ahead. I voted for Cayman Rasmussen as the South MVP. I don't have any problem being transparent about that. Dude, the Bandits on that lake, I didn't think they were beatable. I just didn't.
Yeah.
And Jerry T threw up a monster. And Caveman was like, "Oh, that's nice. You threw up a 23.75. Let me show you what a 24.75 looks
Let
like."
me show you what a real fish looks like, boy.
Yeah.
And then you had fillers. Like I told you this, man. In the KFL, you've got to have guys that fill your bag. Robert Richards puts up, like 4 or 5 fish for the team, and fills up the bag for him on the back end, man. Those are unsung heroes, man. The big fish obviously gets the glory, but the back end guys, man, have to do their job, dude. I mean, it was a great team effort, man. Come out with a W, awesome.
It totally was, but like when you looked at the matchup, and this is kind of what put Cayman over the edge for me, was that like the filler fish were very similar.
Yep.
But at that top, those kickers, I mean, we talk about this in close matchups. Like when you get a kicker like that, man, that is so demoralizing. Like to upgrade 17s, and you're like, man, maybe if I catch a 19 or a 20, like that's, that's 2 or 3 inches. But it's like, oh, you're 17. I'm 7 3/4 inches above that.
Yep.
Like it was a full team win, no doubt.
Yep.
But God, dude,
the guy, David Hudson on that team came in with like a couple 18s and 19s on that team, kind of again balance out that top tier, man. I mean, it was a heck of a matchup, dude. I mean, I was shocked. When I saw that score, man. I was like, I can't believe this is happening. I mean, this is like Oklahoma going into, dude, they were 11-point underdogs.
Dude, and when we talk about MVP, it's not always like who catches the most giant bag or whatever. It's like in this matchup, what does this mean? Like in the league, is it a divisional game? Is it an away game? This is an away game, divisional opponent. These 17 to 20-inch fish that Fairfield produces like candy, like it's just nonstop. You can catch these. When you start getting like even 21s, 22s, it's like, you're creating a little separation. To throw up at 24 3/4, that almost starts to feel insurmountable. I mean, you have to upgrade 5, 6 fish.
That's a gut punch, dude.
It's a gut punch, man. And like what that means for the Outlaws going on the road to Fairfield, getting that done. For me as a voter, like that just weighed
probably the
so
best
heavy.
win we've ever seen on the road in KFL. When
it is hands down the best road win we've ever seen in KFL.
I agree. I agree.
I thought an 11-point favorite was too light.
Yeah, I agree.
Kidding.
No, I completely agree. Well, listen, here's the deal, man. Enough with the highfalutin praises, man. Let's start trashing people.
Well, hold on. Just because I don't think people really understand this, because maybe you just started watching KFL and it's week 2 for you. Last year, the Alabama Hammers and some of those Coosa Kingfishers and some of these other, like they dispersed to other teams. They went to Fairfield, and we had those guys calling and complaining about how is this a fair matchup, because
was.
They got so blown out. And so for Oklahoma to go there and do that, not only showed like it can be done, but just in the fashion they did it.
They literally gave them their taste of their own medicine.
Amazing.
It was unbelievable. Yeah, I mean, dude, my hat's off to them. But again, congratulations with the praises. But I think people tune in this show to get a little bit more comedic and have fun with this. We got a lot of garbage fishing that happened this weekend. I'm gonna say this.
Well,
I'm gonna start here. The Washington Warhawks and hunting run in general was garbage, but more in particular, Robert Brown. Where are you at this week, man? Robert Brown, man, complete trash can. I mean, zero on the board. This guy went and pre-fish, caught like 90 inches. Start talking about how great he was and how he loved this lake, man. Dude, he puts up 0 for his team. Takes another L. They're 0-2, man. Norfolk Privateers. Garbage. Flaming dumpster. Trash.
Not good.
Like waste management. Pay your bill. Let's go.
Not good, man. To go 0-2 hurts. 8 inches?
It was like 53 to 36.
I mean, we'll save what your team did, Greg, on a home body of water for.
It was so bad. Like
that's horrible.
Oh man, like it was a nail biter. I'm sitting there going, "Yay, Hogan caught a 15-inch fish!" Yeah, like to get us up. I'm like, "Oh my god, it's a 15-inch fish!" Super stoked, man. But it was crazy. But hunting run, on Saturday, complete trash. And I hope to God it doesn't happen with Occoquan Reservoir, man. But I have a feeling it's going to be trash too. So we'll see.
Nice, good job.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I didn't schedule, by the way.
Just what we want to see, Greg.
I'm not the owner of my team, man. I'm not the owner of my team, man.
38-inch bags.
I know, man. Woo! I know. My second trash can, and you ain't slipping by this one, Zach Solaire. You're on my fantasy, dude. You gave me 0 goose egg for me, man. Fishing under a bridge, saying that, oh, I see them. They're not biting, dude. Why don't you go find fish that are actually biting, dude? Trash.
Hold on. I'm going to defend Zach Solaire a little bit.
No, you can't defend him.
Yeah, I am. I'm going to. He did call his team and said, "Are you enjoying me being a trash can?" They said, "Yes, we would like you to still be trash. Don't come over where we're at. Just
continue to
stay
try.
There. We're catching fish.
Dead rig, underneath some bridge pilings and see if, by God, you could snag a fish or something. You know what I mean?"
Yeah. And his teammates hung him out to dry. And God, I just really appreciate that. So, Matt Linzeman, all you guys, cheers. Thank you for just hanging him out to dry, making sure big brain shit, making sure Greg's fantasy team was in the dumpster this week. Love to see
I went from 3rd to tied for 9th. All because of Zach. It's all Zach's fault, man.
Nah, it's Matt Linzeman's fault. Zach told us on air. I called Matt, see if he wanted me to move, and Matt Linzeman said, "Are you on Greg's fantasy team? Stay there." And he did. So, big brain shit, Matt Linzeman. Zach Solaire, thanks for being the absolute
You're saying this is rigged. You're saying this is rigged, right?
No, I said it was big brain shit, man.
No doubt, man. No doubt. And it was just like, are you kidding me, man? I mean, like some of these guys are just cracking me up, man. I'm like, this is so bad, man. So bad.
Greg, wait till someone gets you in fantasy and you go out there and throw up a 14-incher and that's it, man.
Hey, man.
You're going to get some hate mail, boy.
I trust me. I get it, man. I get it. But,
People get upset about
Hey, breaking news. Lone Star Bandits were traveling with 3. Derek Miller, Jared Brockelman, and Jason Campbell. They do have a 4th now going up to Arkansas. David Speed is now with the Lone Star Bandits, man, traveling up to Arkansas with them. Congratulations. Okay. Now we're going to have a matchup, man.
I think they already had a matchup, man. I'm a Texas homer. Yay. I know. You can all get upset about it. I don't care. For all the Southern bias that people think we have about Florida or Texas, don't, because I'm from the South.
Right.
Dude, I think Campbell's due for a little rebound week, man. He kind of got down on himself last week. Jason Campbell is a great fisherman, man. Todd says blowout of the week. Okay, man. You had one guy catch fish in Michigan. Cool.
We're not there yet, man. You just hang on. We're not there yet.
Yeah, I'm not giving up. I mean, the Bandits, they're 0-2, man. They're going into Arkansas. It's a super tough matchup for them, but I got faith in my Texas boys, man. I think they're gonna go.
Yeah,
the Hawks do have their A+ squad, man, and that is spooky.
Yeah, they do. I mean, they've got Garrett Morgan, they got Corey Hopper, they got Cody Milton. I mean, they're going to be rocking and rolling, man. Another trash can award has to be the Palmetto Punishers, man. They let the Florida Copperheads get their first road win at Lake Murray on a Highland Reservoir, guys. Can you believe the Florida Copperheads, the Florida guys went outside Florida and won on a Highland Reservoir?
I just want to say, Florida, I'm almost sorry for saying you can't fish outside of Florida. Almost. Except that if the Palmetto Punishers had even remotely showed up, it might have been a close game.
Yeah, but I mean, look, this is their backyard. Lake Murray's their backyard, man. I mean, there's no excuse. But Florida came in and absolutely did some work, man.
I wish, when we had the these Florida guys on, because Man, is it a mindset change? Did you guys finally realize that you can't just throw a speed worm and a spook and catch a limit? Like, what happened? What changed?
I don't know. In Murray, I think you can get away with it.
Really?
It may be a Highland reservoir, but it fishes. To me, it fishes like the lakes in Florida.
Really?
So, do you think that's a bad choice of lake to put them on?
Yeah.
I mean, you can say it like you know.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Palmetto, not only did you fish like trash, but your lake decision was trash. So,
right.
I mean, sounded pretty trash canny to me. I mean, they're not good, but in all seriousness, congrats to the Copperheads. Like getting that first road win as a feel. God,
it gave them an uplifting, man. It sure did. And another team that really needed one in the britches was the Sunshine State Swamp Donkeys. These guys talk a lot of trash. These guys put on a lot of stuff online, and they have yet to back it up. And all of a sudden now they get their win against their in-state rival, the Deep South Kraken. And, their team's on a different level now. I mean, their team's on an all-time high. Bobby Morin catches a 23.75, dude. He gets back to old Bobby Morin ways. I mean, he's starting to get his confidence up, man. I mean, this is a team that could. I mean, if they get this next win coming up, they have a bye week here. But if they get this next win, man, they could be 2-1. That could be a little dangerous for little floor teams now, man.
Let's not talk about the Swamp Donkeys because what we need to focus on is how bad the Kraken has been.
They've been pretty rough. They've been pretty rough. Yeah.
They fished in Florida twice and put up two of the worst performances I've ever seen out of a team fishing at home.
Florida. Yeah.
Yeah. No, just at home. Like, there is no Florida bias here. This isn't like, oh, Florida, they're easy to catch or whatever. Just of any home team outside of the Washington Warhawks, you're putting up horrible limits.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're exactly right.
Y'all got away with a 50-bagger, but like, you guys are fishing at home.
Yeah.
And you're struggling.
Well, let me just say this. Like, you're only as good as the last game, but I will remind you that we as the Washington Warhawks filled the limit the first game, and we only lost by an inch. Okay? And Greg, the second game was pretty bad. But
Greg, I know.
You're only as good as your last game. I get it, man. But, I think both events, the Kraken and the Swamp Donkeys, did not catch a limit.
Greg, I know. But if I had asked you, and I did, before that matchup past weekend, what are y'all going to put up? If you had told me 58 inches, I'd have lost it. You told me, no, they're going to catch them. Our guys know this lake.
Yep.
And then they didn't. So I'm just saying, like,
Matt Kasparic was busting my balls about this, right?
He should.
And he should.
He should.
But here's my response. Get your stupid Florida strain bass out of my lakes in Virginia. Get your stupid, temperamental, little bitch-ass Florida strain bass out of my lakes in Virginia and send them to Florida where they belong. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't belong in Virginia. Get them out of here. You know what I mean? Maybe then we'll start catching bass. Maybe.
Yeah, I just got
they don't belong in the north.
Yeah, I just of home performances, and while Kraken was away at their first, performance, that's a home lake. And I've not seen I've just not seen so many fish like at home waters back to back where they've just been terrible.
You know what's overrated? Let me just say this. If a state doesn't have palm trees, it should not have Florida strain bass. That's overrated. You know what I mean? Like, too many northern lakes try to fill this, like, we want these huge bass and stuff. They don't survive. They don't do well here up north. You know what I mean? They grow maybe to be 21, 22 inches. They're not 25 inches here. Like, keep that crap down south. You know what I mean?
22 inches is a great fish, so
it
I think you should be grateful.
Kentucky strain at 22 inches.
Well, I mean, Greg, we got some
Virginia Beach doesn't have palm trees, dude.
No,
they have cypress trees, dude. You're completely wrong. They're implanted. They're cypress trees, dude.
All that being said about strains, this and that, like the Kraken, for me, I had very high expectations for them with their roster. They got guys like Chris Mitchell. Greg, earlier this year, I think you told me you thought the best tournament angler in Florida was Chris Mitchell, right?
Yes, I did.
Where's it at? I'm not seeing it, man.
No, it's not there. I mean, look, I'm not making excuses for him. I don't know what's going on. I mean, look, there's a difference. Let me say this, BK. There's a difference, and I think the KFL is exposing this. Okay, I'm just going to be honest with you.
Yeah.
There's a difference between being a good tournament angler and being a good teammate. Okay, a good team is a group of individuals that have a common goal that want to share the information and become better fishermen together. Tournament angling is all about individuality. If individuals want to not be the team tournament, in a team tournament fashion, they're going to be terrible because they're not going to listen to information. Number one, because they think they're better than everybody else, and number two, they're not going to share the information because then it's going to hurt them on their individual events later on down the road.
Yeah. Like Russ Kennedy here saying he was at another tourney. Russ, he doesn't have to be there to impact his team. Like, he could be a guy that has immense knowledge on that lake and share stuff like with his team. But like the Copperheads, for example, probably have the strongest egos of any team in Florida.
Yes.
And so they are by the roster, the least likely, in my mind, to be guys that like share information or like willing to like change what they do. But they're having a lot of success this year. And I don't know if that's from individual brilliance.
No, but BK, I'm very intimately involved in what's going on with Florida because I hear about everything what's going on right there. I mean, They're all my friends. Something clicked this year, man. They got a rude awakening last year. They were the Kraken last year. Okay. A lot of great anglers on that team, but they weren't a team. Okay. This year, they're a team. This year, they're traveling together. They're pre-fishing together. They're doing they're sharing information together, and they're sacrificing each other's individual accolades to become a great team. Okay.
And I think you're seeing that. All I'm talking about is
the same thing's going on with these guys right here.
Yep.
Like Corey Dreyer has taken this whole team thing off for week one. I mean, tell him what you're telling me at dinner, man, about how Corey was interacting.
Corey was on the water. He was telling all of us what to use, where he was at, what he was using. And then he called me to where he was to put on the same bait he was using to try to catch fish. Of course, I didn't. Yeah. He caught them all.
Yeah, and all I was saying, Greg, is that when you look at the rosters on paper, you see like Conrad and John Fox and, Jason Denise and like Kasparek, like guys that are very accomplished in their own right. Like very, very accomplished. And like you see that team and you're like, I don't know if they'll work as well together as teams like the Kraken or Swamp Donkey, but I'm not seeing any of that from the Kraken. And like, I know they have a very good owner. I think he does a great job with all that, but like, I'm just not seeing it on the water, man.
Yeah. But I mean, here's the thing. There's an evolution that takes place. A lot of these new teams are not just going to click and just get this done. I mean, a lot of these guys don't really, they don't really know each other. They don't hang out together. I mean, they'll fish like live events and stuff like that together. It's going to take, it's like any team format. It takes chemistry, right? What the team I'm really impressed with, like right off the bat, that's getting this, like right off the bat, it's the Granite State Sticks.
100%.
These kids are young. They've got enthusiasm. I mean, they've got swag. And I'll be honest with you, man. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you. Steve O'Brien, I didn't think he was gonna be able to pull this thing off, man. I mean, like, no offense, Steve, but man, like he had some trouble in the very beginning, trying to help him out, and some things kind of happened in the very beginning. But to see this team kind of like take this format and just run with it with these young guns. And put these young guns on this team's back, man. They're a fun team, man. They're a fun team to watch, man. And they love this format.
Yeah, Greg, I'm right there with you. When Steve was like putting this team together and we were hearing about, there's the stuff happening, I was like, I'm not sure that this is going to like meld into any sort of team or success. And now I'm looking at them like, are they the best team in the Northeast? And
I think now
they are.
I think they are.
I think they are.
I do. I think they are. I mean, again, now they have a great challenge coming up right now. I mean, they're going to be in New Hampshire. They've got two anglers that own the Maniacs that live in New Hampshire. That's John and Judy Richardson, and they're hammers of their own set. I mean, it's going to be a great challenge to see, a Maniac team going against the Granite State 6 team. We have Granite State, I think, favored by 7. Maniacs kind of took offense to that, but I mean, how could you not put them favorites right now? I mean, you have to. These young kids are on a roll, man. You know what I mean? We have yet to see John and Judy on a team format. We have yet to see them. They're KFL rookies right now. We have no idea what they're going to do.
Well, and not only that, just like, look, teams that are hot, and we're not even like, I'm not even limiting this to KFL. Just look at what Drew Gregory's doing. Like, when you are seeing the water well, when you are confident, you just fish differently, man. Like, when you don't doubt what you're doing, you know the process, you take care of like what you're doing. I mean, God, what's Drew Gregory won now? 4 in a row?
4 in a row.
4 in a row.
Yeah.
And then you have the team like the Granite State Sticks that go in and are handling their business. It's just business, man. They go in, they just catch them.
Yeah.
And your team is like having fun and you're all confident. When you get like mentality with the fishing is such a big thing. And like when your team is rolling like that, and the Copperheads are experiencing this as well right now.
So I'm going to ask you guys both a question. What winless team do you think is going to pull it out and actually make it to the playoffs? It's not too late. What team do you think could pull this out and actually make it to the playoffs?
Oh my God. That is such a tough question.
That is a tough one.
It's hard going down 0-2.
It is. But I like Lone Star.
Okay.
I mean, I like the Bandits. I know several of the guys. I know how to fish, and I think they got their wake up call.
Okay.
Okay, so let's see. We have Massachusetts.
Yep. Rebels.
Kraken. Bandits. Privateers. Who else is 0-2?
Tar Heel. Lunkers, and then Rebels.
Lunkers. Rebels.
Yep. These guys are saying none.
I don't think any of them will, man. Like my sentimentality.
Bronzebacks are winless too.
Oh, Bronzebacks. That's the other one. Yeah, no, Bronzebacks, no shot.
Wow.
Sorry, man. Like they're just they got way too rattled after week 1. Like anybody that has to play them, you can thank the Delaware Doom because they got so in their heads.
They got in their heads. Yeah.
So bad.
Yeah, they got in their heads.
Sure. I mean, I would love to say the Bandits because of my sentimentality for like a lot of the guys on that team. But I'm like, while I think they're going to put up a fight in Arkansas, like I am concerned about that Arkansas roster that they are like it's on it's on the road, man. You're going against Milton, Garrett Morgan. Like that's going to be so tough. If Lone Star gets the win this weekend, I would say Lone Star.
Yeah.
But right now, I think from a truly non-biased analytical standpoint, I would say none.
That's fair. I mean, just like Jason Campbell said, they need their swag back. They need a win. You know what I mean? And getting a road win will do it. I will say this. I think the team that could crawl out of this hole, and here's how I'll explain, is going to be the Norfolk Privateers. And not because they're friends of mine or anything like that. It's just because of mathematics. The thing is, if Norfolk Privateers, they're playing the Virginia Reapers at home, at Back Bay. You know, I mean, like, that's going to be a game. It's going to come down, I think, to the very last ordeal, very last fish. I think if Norfolk pulls out that win, they become 1-2. No offense, but if we beat the Casters, they become 1-1 and we're 1-1. Or I'm sorry, we're 2-1. And then Virginia Reapers become 1-1. And now Norfolk Privateers are 1-2. They're only a game behind, right? They're only a game behind. And the way this whole Piedmont region is going to be, I think it's going to be a slugfest. I think a 2-loss team could win the division. It's all going to come down to head-to-head.
Yeah, I think there is more of a chance in the divisions where you guys beat each other up, right?
Yeah.
Like the Cowboys have made the playoffs at 8-8.
Yeah, right. Well, I mean, the Redskins made it 7-9 2 years ago.
Yeah, exactly. So I do see that, but just kind of this isn't the first year, Greg, and that's the only reason I'm saying I don't foresee it is because like in year one, we saw a lot of road teams winning. And I think we're kind of starting to see that choked out a little bit more. We're starting to see the home team kind of realize how to flex their advantage. And the Anglers are just better this year. They're just better.
It is. The whole league's better, right? Yeah. The whole league's way better. Here's another interesting scenario, guys. The Maulers and the Rebels play each other. They're both 0-1. Some team is going to go down 0-2.
It's
either the Maulers or the Rebels. And both of those were in the championship last year. They're going to start 0-2. That is going to be unbelievable, man. I mean, that is a hole that you don't want.
The Northeast is a different beast. They are the AFC North, like, you know, the Steelers, Bengals, Browns, Ravens. Like, you are looking at just, in my mind, the most competitive division right now.
Yep.
Florida in that Southeast is still figuring it out. There's some established teams.
I think it's top heavy. I think the Southeast is top heavy.
Yeah, and a lot of new teams. I mean, John Fox talked on it, you know, that like their team's ready this year. The other teams aren't ready to win yet. Like, okay. And I don't disagree with that. But that Northeast, it's like every new roster is coming out just like gloves off, fists flying.
Yep.
You know, they're like, oh, we're playing the Mauler, like maniacs. Take down the Maulers week one. I didn't have that on my scorecard, Greg.
I didn't either.
Steven?
Again, a new team taking that out. No, I didn't expect that at all. And then obviously, it's, the gloves that kind of came off after the game, and the fireworks and everything else. It just adds to the drama of the Northeast. But I don't expect that to happen, this week. But man, I'll tell you what, dude, like there's gonna be some like emotional damage. Like once that L is on the board, man, we've already seen the Rebels make a move, on their squad. They're down 0-1. They thought it was appropriate to make a move already to try to make their best squad possible at Massachusetts. Dude, if they go down 0-2, if they go down 0-2, what are they going to do, man? I mean, is that team just going to be like completely at each other's odds? I mean, these guys in the Northeast, they take a little bit different from the Southeast or the Southwest, man. I mean, they kind of, the Southern teams kind of like, kind of take it in stride. Not in the Northeast, man. It is gloves off. Like, the teams are fighting with one another. They're fighting with other teams. It's just like this whole different culture. You know what I mean? It's very dramatic. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I do think, Greg, that something that we've, maybe glossed over a little bit in like these first 2 weeks, and it's going to start becoming more and more of an issue. Like for these owners, and I touched on this in like the article I wrote, is like you build a team and on paper it can look so good, but when your guys aren't available, like availability is a thing. I know the Tennessee Shiners have been struggling with that a little bit. I mean, you already see them making a roster swap. Like for the Bandits, I'm sure they would have loved to have Brian Howell in either one of those matchups.
Yeah.
And, like for the Kraken last week, they didn't have Chris.
Right.
Like, you get these amazing anglers, but like when they can't come in for you week in, week out.
Yeah.
It's not that your roster's not deep, but it's just like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's exactly like we're talking about Arkansas right now. Like, they're 4, they would field, but when that 4 has a Cody Milton and a Garrett Morgan in it,
yeah. I think here's another thing too, man.
Think about Oklahoma, man. They brought down Kamen.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Here's the thing that I think these teams are going to find out. It's going to be the dirty little secret of the KFL. You have 8 men on your roster and 8, anglers on your roster of men and women. You've got to put your best 4 out every single time. Like having a warm body, like it's all great and all, but they can't fish. If they can't catch any fish, you might as well not have anybody on. You know what I mean? Like just filling the spot, and just because they're filling the spot, you've got to put your best 4 out every single week. And I think a lot of teams are going to find out this rude awakening especially until it comes in the run of the playoffs. If one of your best anglers is not there for the playoff run and you absolutely need them that week and you lose because they weren't there, dude, I'm telling you, you think the drama in week 1 was bad? You wait until week 6, week 7, week 8, and these teams are like going at each other's throats because so-and-so had, some other event that they wanted to go fish. I mean, that is going to be the very essence of this season, man. Like when the season goes on the line, are you going to be available?
Yeah, I just know from hearing a little bit of the doc talk around the league that there have been guys that aren't available, and I think Norfolk has been dealing with that a little bit.
Yep.
And just the more and more that you feel like my guys weren't available, but that's part of roster building. When you get a big name that goes and does these national events and all that, they're not always going to be available to you. We're going to see some pain from that, man. I mean, when they show up, they do show up, but
yeah.
And it's one of my favorite parts about KFL. I love the roster.
It's the chess match, right? It's the chess match that you have to play. You know what I mean? But here's my thing too. Why try to be a commitment to the part of the KFL and be part of the team if you're not going to be available? I mean, what are you doing? This is a commitment. This is a 3-month-long commitment. A 4-month-long commitment. You know what I mean?
I'm not going to say that. I mean, there's guys that I respect a lot that and Greg, people like this too. I mean, they literally fish for a living. I mean, they go travel to all these tournaments and they.
No, I get it, man. I get it.
Gamble on themselves, but because I'm not going to blame the angler for that. What I'm talking about is the ownership. When you go after a guy like that, you have to know.
Yeah, you ask them, and then they commit, and then now you can't get them to commit to the games. You're right. That's the owner's fault.
It's the owner. It's not the angler.
Owner myself. That's the hard part. I have Corey Dreyer, I have Eric Nelson, Henry, and Arlie, and they fish the Hobies, and they fish the KBF.
Yeah.
And so as an owner, it's hard for me to get the one I want to fish.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to make sure I have guys that can fish other than the guys who fish the big tournaments.
Right.
Yep.
Fortunately, on our first matchup, Corey was actually not supposed to be there. Heath on our team injured his back and was unable to fish. There was only going to be 3 of us. Because of that very reason, Corey injured his foot and could not pedal his kayak. So he was able to take Heath's place because he could use a motor. And we were very fortunate that happened. But may not happen on the next one. That's when, as an owner, we hope somebody else on the team steps up.
Yeah.
Because I usually
and that's a great point. If a team does win, how do you like Jonathan brought up, how are you going to pay these guys out based on their availability? You know what I mean? Are you just going to split it across the 8, or are you going to split it across the people that actually fished? You know what I mean? That's going to be a challenge for these owners. You know what I mean?
We're running long in the tooth here. So let's get it wrapped up on this note. What is the magic formula? Is it 5 great local anglers and then you get 3 national stars? Is it 6 great local anglers and 2 national stars? What is the balance?
You know what my balance is? Guys who can get along and will share the information. Because if they do not share the information, it does not help the team. You're not going to win.
I like it.
There you go.
From the owner.
Yeah, I mean, Greg, what about you though, man? So we got that, and we're seeing in the chat, 8 guys that understand each other and love to fish, full ass Care Bear shit. What is the balance, Greg? What do you need, man?
Okay, so look, there is okay, I'm not going to try to offend anybody, but I will say this. There's some teams that just want to put 4 guys on the water because they are available. Okay. Yep. They know that they don't have a chance in hell to beat the other team. Okay. They just don't. I mean, that's the truth. They're just there to fulfill the obligation to fill the team. I don't know about you, man, but look, like when I get on the water, I want my best 4, like the 4 horsemen. Okay. I want my squad that I know that I can win with is going to be on the water, that I know that knows that body of water. And I will tell you in all honesty, like I told Will and I told my team, I am not the best person for this week. I'm not. Like there's way better people that can fish this reservoir than me. Like don't put me on your fantasy league this week, because your boy might disappoint you. But the problem is we have other 4 guys that are fishing a local event, the smallmouth trail that we've got going on. We were the only 4 that were available this week. In fact, Will had to kind of like get himself out of the local tournament just to fish this KFL tournament. Like I felt like, guys, for us to win and put the best available 4 on this body of water, you need to put another person that I know can fish this body of water, like Dustin Good. Dustin's way better at this body of water than I am. Why am I fishing this? You know what I mean? I think that according to the body of water that you're fishing, you've got to have your best 4 available. And it's not like this is one big secret. Like this, these lakes were started back in April. You know what I mean? So, it's plenty of time for people to kind of, show what schedules can be done and put your best 4 that is able to either travel or knows that body of water the best or fish that style of fishing the best. That's the secret sauce of having a good team, man. You know what I mean?
Okay. So everything y'all talked about completely dodged the question. People in the chat aren't getting it. They're like, momentum's real. Like, find your best 4 no matter where they're at. I was scheduled best 4. I'm not talking about that, man. I'm talking about roster building. When you are building a roster, I'm not talking about who starts the game. I'm talking about when you're a new owner, you got your pick, and it's like, do you want 8 local guys that are just more available? Maybe not travel as well. Maybe not have that superstar power. Maybe don't bring in as many sponsors. I don't know what it is.
You've got to have
like you have 8 guys. How many of that are you looking at? Like your local guys? How much are you pulling from the national pool?
You've got to have 4 that can travel minimum. You've got to have 4 that can just go on the road and travel. Okay,
sure.
You've got to have that. Okay, that's bare minimums. But again, those 4 fishermen that you pick from, hopefully your team is built with not just some people that you never heard of, that you know that they can fish. You've got to have somebody that can fish a river, or 2 guys that can fish a river or creeks. You've got to have guys that can fish, highland reservoirs. You've got to have a guy that can just junk fish. You've got to have a guy that knows how to grass fish. I mean, you've got to build your team that is very diverse in the styles of fishing that you're going to be fishing all over this country with. You got to remember, dude, you're not just fishing to win your division. Dude, you got to fish, and you could be potentially traveling in the playoffs. You might be in the Northeast, and you're fishing up in Massachusetts or Maine, but then you might have to go down in Tennessee and fish the Tennessee River system. What are you guys going to do? You know what I mean? Like, you've got to be able to have guys that are diverse in every style of fishing that you can get, man. And that's the problem putting these teams together. A lot of these teams can't do that. A lot of these guys can only fish what they see locally, and they wing it when they go on the road.
And that's what I'm putting you to the sword about, Greg, is like, look, we have John Fox saying, I'll take 8 regular guys who fish together. So 8 regular guys, I'm assuming that means like just your local Joes, maybe not nationally experienced, whatever. Then you have Jason Willis who says, I want 4, from local, or like, this is how I'm categorizing them.
I like Jason Willis, we said. I love that comment. I like that comment.
And so, like, I'm not necessarily talking about like your mindset of like who you start. I'm talking about like, how do you build that roster? Like, it's the building aspect that I'm talking about. Is like when you are an owner and you like Steven, so you see a Corey Dreyer, you're like, man, I'd love to have Corey on my team.
Yep.
How often is Corey available? So can you have 1 Corey Dreyer? Can you have 2? Can you have 3, 4?
I would say you would need at least 2.
I agree. I think that is the magic formula. I think you have to have 6 guys who are readily available to enter, swap, and defend home games. And you need 2 guys that are very well traveled. Like I'm a 6'2" guy. That's where I'm at.
I like it.
That's what I think it is, and that's what I'm asking you. Like, what's the ratio you got?
I like that, BK, and also like Jason was talking about, man. Like you've got to have national experience. Like
Yep.
I'll be honest with you. Like one thing with the Warhawks, I'm the only guy that has national experience. That's what worries me about my team. Like, what are these guys going to be like when we go on the road? Like we haven't experienced that yet. Like, are they going to be able to take a foreign body of water and pick it apart? And can we do that together as a team? Like, and again, that's traveling national experience. I'm the only guy that on our team that has that right now. And so, and I'm not the greatest at it. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I can go down to Florida. I can look at those bodies of water and do well. But, I mean, if it was a river, yeah. But I mean, that's not what we're fishing this year, so.
Yeah. And like, I love this. Like Russ Kennedy agrees with me, thinks it's a 2 and 6.
Yep.
But Todd Patrick says 6 national stars and 2 the other way.
Okay, but then you're fielding 2 people this Saturday.
And he says availability will work itself out from the team that has had the most schedule change requests in the league.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you're literally fishing with a handicap, going 2 guys against 4. I mean, that's no good.
Yeah, Jason Willis is on it. Like, and this is what I'm saying is like, you select your best local talent first, and then you kind of, know what scene you're looking at. And you try to pick up these like stars where you can. And I think that's kind of what the route I think is the magic formula, So.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I mean, and Todd's right. I mean, they've had wrecks and sickness and all sorts of stuff going on. But yeah, I like the conversation, man. I mean, but again, you look at the Maulers, though. You look at the Maulers that won the championship last year. I mean, those are all local guys that are both national and local guys, and all they do is fish, right? Yep. And they do, and they travel all over the nation, man. I think they had the most national guys on their team last year.
Agreed.
Okay. I mean, again, and that's why I think that's why they did so daggone well. I mean, they can go anywhere.
And so the reason I'm asking is because, like, the first year we had the Maulers take the championship, but we had the Bandits that are almost the exact opposite. These are Texas guys, not well-traveled, and they kind of ran through everybody, just being honest about it. I mean, they really did. And now we have our Mauler team that is so well versed, and they're kind of getting, they're 0-1. They might go 0-2. And then we have our Bandits that are 0-2. And it's like the teams that are, succeeding, it's like, what's their recipe? So, like, I don't know if there's a clear answer yet.
Yeah.
Todd's saying, see what happens.
Yeah, but dude, let's see what happens after Father's Day weekend. But then you go down, you're 1-2. With a potential, I mean, then you got the Motor City Ambassadors that are going to be 2-0 with a 3-week or 4-week rest. I mean, you go 2-2 and they go 3-0. I mean, dude, you're still climbing up that mountain with the head-to-head loss.
We're talking about it, but like we're not saying there is an exact formula. That's why we're talking about it, because we love seeing the roster building, like what Granite State's done. They're clapping right now. I don't know what that's going to look like. It seems to me like they have a lot of local Northeast guys. And I think they will travel well within the division when it comes playoff time. I don't know if they have to go to Michigan.
Let me say this about Granite State. I love their team, but this is the kind of team that really could, because of experience and when the heat's really on, I don't want to say this rudely, but this is a team that could be like one of those Patriot teams that lost in the Super Bowl against the Giants and folded, and they go undefeated through the season.
I agree.
You know what I mean?
Totally agree with that.
But when the experience matters, they could lose to like a Maulers because of experience. You know what I mean?
I think it literally might be like, so what Todd said, North goes to Motor City, and that's what I'm saying is that they go on the road to Motor City, and I'm not sure they get through that. Like, I don't know about that. Like, it's just not. it's not a given for me. It doesn't matter how well they fish through their division. They
Yep.
have to go on the road to Motor City on St. Clair. You guys have never been there. I mean, we just heard one of the best anglers in the nation talk about how lost he was.
Yeah. I mean, spin outs happen, man. You know what I mean? To the best of us.
Absolutely spun out, left there not knowing. He didn't learn anything. I mean, so like.
But then you have a young kid that doesn't know any better, like Ewing Minor, go out there and smoke it.
Yeah, well, I think he knows better, man. Ewing's a different breed, man.
Yeah,
he's a different breed.
I mean, it's impressive. I mean, absolutely impressive, man. I mean, he could have won the game by himself. There's no doubt. You know, give this kid a little bit more time. Could have been ugly. You know what I mean?
But that's what we love about the KFL, man. Like all these roster
this great
moves.
debate, man. This is great debate. It's like NFL Live or NFL morning. This is good stuff, man. But like you said, man, I don't know, man. I'm very interested, man. I'm very interested to see how this season shakes out. But we can't look too far ahead because week 3 is coming up. A lot of great matchups are actually happening this week, man. What's the matchup you're looking forward to the most, BK?
It honestly, it's Arkansas versus the Bandits, man. Like, I'm a homer.
Okay.
Like with any other sports team, I pull for the Bandits. Like, I do. I know so many of those individual guys. I fish against them. I pull for those guys, man. Like, I really do. Like, I always want them to win. And this is, I mean, to put it just realistic terms, man, it's make or break.
Yep.
If they win this game, that is such a momentum swing. Can you imagine going to Arkansas, beating Cody Milton, Garrett Morgan? Like, I want that for them so badly because like I'm a fan of those guys, man. Like, I love Jason Campbell. Like, I love Brian Howe. I love Jared Brockelman. Derek Miller kind of wears me out with his political post, but it's okay. Like, I mean, but like I want to see them go there and have success. But if they lose that game, man, 0-3, that's a tall task, man.
And then you have the Hogs 3-0.
Yeah, and that's just a hard thing to swing.
Yeah, that's like a death sentence, man. There's really 3 games I don't want to.
I was gonna say the other one I have, just to interject. Sorry, right quick. Are the Slayers 0-2?
The Slayers are 0-2.
We didn't talk about them earlier. Yikes.
Yeah.
Copperhead Slayers, boy. God, that's a matchup.
That's gonna be a great matchup.
Are the Slayers the best team that's 0-2?
On Eufaula. Give us a little juice about Eufaula, man. I mean, that lake could be fickle, man.
It can. What I found on Eufaula is usually if you get in an area that has bass, you should stay there. Because if you try to move to go somewhere else, you're pretty much going to ruin your day. You're not going to catch them. Unless you just get lucky and find another school that's fired up. Because the first time I went, I caught bass. I practiced for a week. I caught bass every day, even in the tournament. Second time I went, I found one spot, caught all my bass in one spot. I moved to different spots, caught nothing. Never even got a bite. Went back to that spot and caught more bass.
Interesting.
Very spot specific. They school up there.
Maybe that's why Conrad stayed where he was and didn't catch any fish 2 days in a row. Interesting.
Right. Yeah.
Conrad, if you're watching, bud.
Yeah, I mean, take some advice from the man and fish as you follow a lot. You know what I mean? So I'm looking, of course, I'm looking at our matchup because our matchup is going to be, it's going to be awesome. It's going to really could be establishing control of the Piedmont region, but more importantly, I'm looking at the Virginia Reapers Norfolk Privateers matchup because again, I don't see Norfolk going down 0-3, but Virginia Reapers
you're staying in the division, Greg. Come on.
I am because it matters. But like you said, you're a homer. I know. The other matchup I'm looking at is going to be the Rebels Maulers. I want to see who comes out 0-2. You know what I mean? Can you imagine the national championship or the national champion going down 0-2? The Maulers. Can you imagine that? I can't see that. Can you?
I mean, I can, and trust me, this matchup would have been way more interesting last year. But sorry, Granite State, you're kind of stealing the show up there, man.
Yeah.
Like, if y'all are going to be top dogs, y'all are the premier team we're watching every week. Yep. This matchup is just two trash last place teams. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they've only had one loss on the board, man, each. So, I mean, they're not completely out of it.
No, I know. But what I'm saying is, like, our opinion week to week drastically changes. We're not NBA to where you have 86 games. So when you drop one, man, on that power ranking, you don't drop a spot.
Yep.
You drop 15.
Right.
I mean, that's just how it is, man. And look, Mahler's fantastic team. Rebels, great team. Two very established teams, but Granite State's kind of making y'all look like chumps right now.
Yep.
So you don't want to be on the chump board anymore, then go win a game and take one off. I mean, even the Maniacs, man. Maniacs are I don't know about y'all, but I didn't have Maniacs ranked that highly over the other teams, but man, they're taking care of business.
Well, let me say this. I think after week 3, we're going to completely change our tune, and we're going to be talking about a lot of things, man. We're going to be talking about red alerts, basically seasons over, big time trash can performances and everything else, man. I can't wait, man. But hopefully this guy just craps the bed, and we wind up doing a spectacular job, and we blow you guys out of the water.
No, Jason Willis says pick your winners in the top games we're watching. All right.
All right. Well, go ahead, PK. Who do you got between Bandits and Hogs?
I'll get roasted for it, but I don't care. I'm going Bandits, man. I think they do it. I think they're going to fish their ass off. I know they're desperate, because you can't go down to a 3, man. And I got faith in my boys. I'll eat my words if they lose.
I'm going to go Hogs.
I'm going Bandits.
Bandits. Wow.
Hey, let's go, boy.
Wow. Okay. All right. So yeah, I mean, I can't root against Cody Milton and Garrett Morgan and Corey Hopper. You put those 3 on team at home. That's kind of tough, man.
I agree.
Maulers. Okay. Maulers Rebels. Who do you got?
Maulers.
I got Maulers.
Okay.
Yep.
Slayers, Copperheads.
I'm going Slayers.
I'm going Copperheads.
Wow.
Home game for the Slayers.
Slayers
right?
at Eufaula.
I think Copperheads. I think it's going to fish similar. I think they'll get it.
Stephen Bell, whatever you're smoking, man, I want some because I got Slayers.
Okay.
Eufaula's not a gimme lake. That's a tough lake, man. And I just think Slayers got that one.
I'll say this: there is going to be a guy that can make or break this either way, and his name is Jason Starley. Nope, Jason Starley. If Jason can get on those bass early, it could lean to the Copperheads. But Jason's got to show out.
Greg Conrad's the guy. Could you not upstage him like that? Okay.
he may get upstaged. I think Jason becomes the guy for Copperheads, but I mean, who knows?
Norfolk or Reapers?
I'm gonna pick Norfolk. I don't think they lose another one.
I'm going Norfolk.
Slayers, baby.
Slayers. You mean
Slayers,
Reapers,
man.
Reapers. You mean Reapers?
Reapers. Sorry, excuse me. I said Slayers. Yeah. I was talking about Slayers earlier. Yeah, I got Reapers, man.
Reapers. Yeah. I mean, I can see it. I can see it go either way, man. I think the guy that's going to matter to that one, I know Michael Thornton and Robert Brown are going to catch fish. I think both of them are going to be back and forth battle. Ryan Sarko has got to show up for the
after
Reapers.
You lose a game 30-something inches to 50-something inches. Can't see the mental state being real good. And I think the Reapers just got it, man.
Yeah, I think Ryan Sarko has got to be the X factor for the Reapers. And again, if the matchup I'm looking at between the two is going to be David Miller, who's a relatively young tournament fisherman that's underneath the arms of Robert Brown. But if David Miller can outdo Ryan Sarko, Norfolk's got it.
A place you don't want to be, top 10 spots not to be in the world underneath Robert Brown's arms. Yes.
That's true. That's true, man. That's true. But yeah, well, I mean, again, we're going to go over all these matchups come Friday. But don't forget, Jigs and Bigs drops tomorrow morning, 1 a.m. If you're up, they'll drop the full recap for KFL, as well as the preview of Week 3. And then we come back with the captain's meeting around 8 o'clock or 8:30 p.m. Eastern time, and we're going to talk about the matchups, man. We're going to go over of all these matchups from start to finish, and of course, we'll have the codes and all that stuff, man. But good show, man. Thank you, Josh Stewart, for coming on, man. Really enjoyed the conversation. He doesn't come on a lot of shows, man, so I'm pretty excited to have him on.
He's great. Yeah.
Guys, I mean, look, here's the deal. Week 3's getting ready to get here. A lot of guys are going to be sitting on losses, and a lot of guys are going to be sitting on wins. And we also have a game, a bonus game on Sunday. It's going to be PA versus Connecticut on Candlewood on Sunday. So you'll have an all-day action with just one game on Sunday. You can watch on the app as well, or on Roku and YouTube. So you'll be able to watch some fishing on Sunday for you. So anyway, guys, I'll talk to you now and then. Happy Father's Day weekend for everybody. Happy Father's Day weekend, bro. Again, it's gonna be great, man. Great time. And guys, we're out of here. Have a great night.
Hey, thank y'all for tuning in. We'll be back next week, maybe.
Yeah, man. See ya. Bye. Yeah.
Cheers.